We bring you greetings from True Comrade TV. This morning, we are here to raise an alarm. Yes, an alarm which we title Land Recertification or Coordinated Scheming to Erase the Kute people. This alarm is purely based on experience. Don't judge until we get to the end. Please follow us gradually. Recently, we saw on a newspaper that Taraba State Government under Dr. Abu Kefas has rolled out a 6-month land title recertification exercise, claiming it is for transparency, economic growth, and order in land ownership. But as a concerned Kuteb citizen, I must raise this alarm. I must say that this is never a reform. It is not a reform. Yes, this may be a final phase of a well-coordinated land grabbing agenda. Anyway, I am not accusing the state government for anything, but based on where I'm coming from and what I have seen in the past and what our people have passed through and are still in it. So whoever is listening to us should not look at it as if we are going against the government of Dr. Abu Kefas. But we are saying based on experience, please follow us and look at our analysis. You see, our people in Takum, Usa and Yang to Special Development Area have been under siege with over 200 communities deserted due to unending attacks by heavily armed bandits. Many believe these attacks were not random, but strategic to empty our ancestral lands. Now, the same government that watched our displacements without taking any action wants to recertify land in our absence. The government have not thought of how these people that have been deserted should return to their ancestral home. The government have not put any measure in place to rebuild the deserted community. As a matter of fact, the government have not shown any interest in the life of the people, especially the Kute people in southern Taraba and other affected ethnic groups like Thief people who are also passing through the same problem. The alarm becomes even louder when we consider the following. Please listen. Please listen. Don't just rush into conclusion as we said until you get our story to the root. The recent move by Governor Abu Kefas' late government to demand over 12,000 hectares of land in the Riverson, a sacred Kuteb community. Who is this land for? Under what law? With whose approval? If you understand, recently, we have raised a lot of alarms concerning land grabbing in our community. Where Ribasi, a very small community in barracks, was to be given over 12,000 hectares of land for a kind of projects, and the community in Komba as well should be given some hectares. Now, this is one of the reasons. Two, we felt that General Tiwa Danjiman's aggressive interest in lands across Takum, which has long raised airball. Is this recertification another gateway for his private empire expansion? Yes. It could also mean that this certification of land is a gateway for his private empire expansion. Three, the disturbing action of John Ali, the executive chairman of Takum local government, whose tenure has been marked by anti-Kuteb policies. Recently, he was in Flushing to take over the Flushing markets for a kind of market projects, despite the fact that we have a booming market in Taraba local government. 3, the bastardization of our holy Kuchichev mountain, once sacred, now violated without regard for our heritage, culture, and belief. 5, the attempt demolition of the historic Okwetakun Palace, a direct attack on our monarchy, our leaderships, and the very heart of the Kuteb identity. Lest you forget, laws in the state are made to affect the entire state. But some times ago, the 24 members House of Assembly met, instead of making a decision or law that will affect the entire state, they only make a law that affects a certain ethnic group in the state, which is the Kuteb people, and in their own local government. A law to bastardize only Kuteb traditional heritage. So you see, ever since this government came to be, we have been careful whenever we see any project coming from the government, especially that has to do with land, because we are looking at it as an attempt to erase our people from their ancestral home. Yes, if not, over 100 communities of the Kuteb people have been deserted. People are not there. How will you recertificate a community in the absence of the people? Yes, how will you do that in the absence of people when the people are not there? You've not put measure in a place to bring them together. And you're speaking on how to issue a new certificate to the owner, to know who are the rightful owners of the community or the deserted land, even when they are not there. Are you not sure other people will not come, or the government from behind will not give a legal certificate to some people to come and claim our land? You see why we told you that this alarm has become necessary, and people must understand with our cry, and not just to look at it in other way around. The Kuteb people have been passing through this for long. I have told you 24 member House of Assembly from 16 different local government met only to make a law that affect only one local government and only one tribe. In 1996, we witnessed the same thing. After the chairmanship election, the government of the state met again and dissolved only our chairman, the Kuteb chairman, in the whole 16 local government. The chairman of Takun local government, which was a Kuteb man, was dissolved. The chairman of Osalo local government, which was a Kuteb man, was also dissolved. So it's like the scheming in the state is only affecting our people. So whenever it comes to issue of land and anything that has to do with the people, we are more careful. Now, if you look at all this happening, they are not coincidence. These are coordinated actions aimed at dismantling the Kuteb people, land, culture, history, and authority. Now, this has made it possible for True Comrade TV not to keep quiet. And we have been assuring our people that we will never remain silent in the presence of oppression. We call on all Kuteb sons and daughters at this very moment, our elders, youth, clergymen, and political stakeholders to rise in defense of our land and legacy. We will continue to say no to any land recertification in the absence of the people. Since our people are still displaced, since our people have not returned to their ancestral home, and the state government remain adamant on how to return them to their ancestral home, this campaign must gain a voice. We demand that peace be restored. Peace be restored first, and all displaced person allowed to return home. We reject the secret transfer of our land to powerful individuals under the disguise of policy. We must understand that this is a fight for our future, for our land, for our children, and for our own survival. We, the Kute people, will not be erased. Everybody must understand this, that we will not be erased, and we cannot allow anybody to erase us. Not by bullets, not by policy. The government must do the needful. It is our responsibility to hold the government accountable. Our people need to return home. That is our point. Once you devise a means, make a policy that will push the bandits out of our community, return our people to their ancestral home, then you can bring in any policy. Not when the people are not there, you are making policy on behalf of the people. How will you recertificate a land in the absence of landowner? Come on, let's think about it. In case you are just joining me, this is True Comrade TV, the channel that stands with truth, justice, and peace. If you are just watching us for the very first time, please do well to follow us. Leave a comment with us and share our program, so that each time we drop an update, you will be the first to be notified. Click on the blue icon on top of your screen and give us a follow. If you're already following, God bless you. But if you are not following, please do us a favor, or do well to follow us. Cheers. We love you. We love Taraba State. Thank you.